Hey, welcome guys.
Welcome.
The recap show.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
We gotta remember every single week. He's gonna be here every single week now, and that is so. So, and you know these two other guys. So, let's get started. Jackson, you go first.
I'm gonna say the two backbones down here,
Right.
Oh,
I would
really?
I'd say I'm more of a spine than a backbone.
More of an eye.
But yeah, no, I will happily go first.
Go right ahead, Jackson.
To start,
I'm gonna mute myself
I
real quick so you don't hear the clanking, but I'm listening.
to start, I feel better than how I felt immediately after the game yesterday. I've been processing a lot to start because I know this is going to be a huge part on Jay's conversation. I do not blame Jordan Love at all. Obviously, yes, there was that ugly fumble, which was, I still don't blame him for it. Our offensive line was terrible again yesterday. They were honestly a little bit, I think they were a little bit better than against the Panthers, but they were still bad. Every
I don't know.
time,
Clearly see
yeah,
lost grip before
yeah.
he was able to toss it to Josh Jacobs.
But every time, they got somewhere, or when he had that long pass to Watson, Banks off or false start, or like our line just did not help us at all. He has now the highest drop back rate in the NFL. He's had zero protection yesterday. Um, and, like that last play of the game and like in the first half, like LaFleur's play calling was just absolutely terrible yesterday. Like absolutely terrible. That even like it's been all over the NFL Instagram account. The entire Eagles line knew what player we were doing on
Yup.
that. And that's in it's just, and obviously I don't want McManus playing. I can't blame the entire situation on him because I know it was just a shitty last 30 seconds of just LaFleur not making up his mind or whatever. I do, blame him on missing, especially that second kick. That attempt was so terrible, and people said everywhere that it was a snap. It wasn't. You can watch it they showed the replay. The snap was perfect. It was handled perfect, and he just kicked it like you're kicking in Madden across the side of the field. So, I mean, and if we were in the the 40 or 30-yard line like three other times that night and could have taken a field goal and we didn't, LaFleur insisted on going like on every single fourth down we had and never doing anything with it and doing Love had that one fumble, but I can't blame him on that. At least Jacobs had one of his better games. Besides that last fumble, he had more yards. He didn't just average 2 yards per carry. He did a little better, but I don't blame it. No, you gotta let me talk. Everyone talks, and then we share our opinions. But I just like our defense was great. Defense, did a good job. Even Micah Parsons said today he wouldn't worry about it. He thinks, he took a shot at the offense today, which is totally, fair. The reason why we lost is LaFleur in that offense. Defense can't win every single game, and offense really has to get their shit together. And I think a great start would be LaFleur not doing the play calling. That's not going to happen. But, especially because his press conference, he was asked about his future there, and he said it's not up to him. So he doesn't even seem very hopeful. It was sad to hear, but he can't do anything but go game to game. So, I was very upset with it. It could have been a lot worse than losing by 3. That's the least we could have got lost by 14 or 10. So it could have been a lot worse. But if we lose against the 2-8 Giants, then I have no faith in LaFleur as a Packer anymore. And I don't see why, especially today, McManus said again that he's been playing injured. And LaFleur said recently, it's been blowing up over the past couple hours, that he doesn't talk to the kickers. So you're the head coach and you don't talk to the kickers, and he's just been having him play, and McManus admitted he's been injured, still playing. That's terrible. So I think LaFleur needs to get his shit together and stop play calling if he wants to stay on the team, and McManus needs to be swapped for the substitute teacher. And as for Love, he didn't have Reed or Golden or or Kraft, and Musgrave was open a lot last night. He was open a lot, and he didn't get it. So that's
And he was the only receiver not to drop passes the whole night.
Yeah, and that was frustrating. And yeah, there was a lot of bullets from Love that they just dropped, which so I can't blame it on Love. Obviously, that fumble, there's nothing you can do about it, but I still can't blame it on him. Especially look at him and Hurts basically had the exact same stats beside that touchdown pass, and so I think it's LaFleur and McManus in the O line, and if that stuff doesn't get cleared, then we're not going anywhere because. Just like Parsons said, defense, he's been talking all week. He did much better. He did much better yesterday. And they stepped up, and the offense just absolutely shit the bed. Yeah. Now, Kenton, you can go.
Woo! Okay. I actually agree with you on a lot of things, so my time won't be as long as people thought. So it's a good thing for Jay because I can see him boiling over there. Maybe I might stall this a little bit longer just to get him more angry.
Yeah, but
let's see what chat says. I know we're not live, but I was gonna do a whole Dora the Explorer type thing. Anyways. But yeah, it was of course disappointing as a Packers fan of course. But one of my not close friends, but my brother's close friends, an Eagles fan. And he was telling me yesterday, like, dude, both teams are very inconsistent. That was both teams didn't enjoy it. But again, if you're an NFL fan and you don't like the Eagles or the Packers, or you don't mind both teams, that was probably one of the best games of the year, probably. Not maybe offensively, but defensively, those people who really like those gritty games. That's what it was. And I was taking light from it because the Eagles are the defending champions. They have had a lot of high scoring games, even against bad teams or quote unquote bad teams. So they've been inconsistent as well. And just for the Packers and them to have such an even game in my eyes, as much as it was hard to watch as a Packers fan, I always kept saying to myself, like, this could be worse. This could be worse. We're making a game. And then the fourth quarter, I was watching the Bucks game, but going back and forth. But things I was seeing were frustrating. Again, agree. The play calling was really predictable, pretty conservative. But again, the O line wasn't making anything happen for the run game. Our running backs had to try more, and then when they weren't, they were messing up, and everyone was just dropping past the left and right, including our receivers. As we were saying, Luke Musgrave was open, and even all of us, I think we are all saying, like, it sucks that Tucker Kraft is hurt, but Luke Musgrave was a second round pick, has that wide open field ability, which he was proving this damn game, by the way, and he just wasn't getting the looks, and that's again missed yards, opportunities, and stuff. I don't know if Jordan Love wasn't seeing anything, or like even if Jordan Love wasn't seeing. This is something where, again, could be playing. I know Jay doesn't like the whole youngest team in the league thing, but this is where that plays in, where Luke Musgrave has to come up to Jordan Love and be like, "Hey, yo, bro, I've been getting open a lot on these plays, dude. Like, come on, let's start running something." That's what I feel like our team is kind of missing, and that's the young
major
factor.
Communication.
Yes, is that like, and Jordan Love's kind of seen it do it sometimes, and the person I've seen the most do it is Romeo Dobbs. This whole entire year, who's trying to get people into stuff. But it has to be more of and of course Micah Parsons, but that's defensive wise. But offensively, I've only really been seeing Jordan Love sometimes and mostly Romeo Dobbs. And I know Jacob has sometimes, but he's kind of also been up and down as well. So I think it's just that communication has to get better. And with Matt LaFleur, I don't think he should be fired. I think he's definitely needs to be critiqued. I think all the criticism is valid right now. But I don't think he should be fired. I think he's had a good enough career with the Packers enough, and he saved a little bit. But doesn't mean, again, he can't get critiqued and people complain, because it's rightfully so, because this is probably the worst year he's had as a Packers head coach because of the play calling. And again, there's other things that plays into it, of the O-line not giving him enough time to do the plays he wants. But that's when he needs to use the creativity that we all know he has and Jordan Love's ability for them to work together in that way. And maybe, again, like Jackson said, maybe the play calling, he needs to take a step back for a little bit, or maybe let Jordan Love take the handle like he said he was this off season. But of course, as Jordan Love said, he really hasn't really been letting him do anyways. So maybe play in that. Or again, the theory that I had is that just for some fucking reason, Matt LaFleur waits to the end of the season to start doing all of his magic. But we might be put in a hole too much with these games sometimes that it might screw us. So I get to the point where now we're in the middle of the season. It's time to really, a little bit past the middle of the season, but it's time to figure these things out. And I do think that the criticism against him is validated. They just have to work on something. And then when it comes to McManus, get him off my team. I don't even get him off my team. We're paying him too much money, I think. And then our special coach coordinator at the same time, get him off my team. We're playing him literally almost star player money to be a special teams coach. Like, get him off my team. We can get another valuable player. So that's my thing. I still believe in this team. I still believe that again, this is the most wide open the NFL has been for a champion. There's like right now, and I still think the Packers are one of them. Is it going to be hard? Yes, but look at all the other quote unquote contenders. They don't look that tough either, and they can be possibly beat out in the first playoff round as well. So this is the time now this is where the real teams get made in this ending stretch of the season. This is where now we're going to see what this Packer team is truly all about, because that landscape is so even with the inconsistency of the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Packers. Even if the Buccaneers are playing well, they're also banged up. But when they were healthy, they still had some inconsistencies. The Rams are good, but they're also banged up and also inconsistent as well. And the Seahawks probably are the most consistent team, but I'm not afraid of them. They've known to be falling apart sometimes.
And their schedule has been so easy this season.
Exactly. So to me, it's a very wide open field, and the Packers, again, are talented enough. We all know that. They have the coaching staff to do it, to get their shit together. To me, I like, again, the criticism of Matt LaFleur, but I'm just worried about the O-line because they've been the whole entire problem since the beginning of the season, even when we did play well. And it's sad that that's how much our team depends on. And I'm talking about rhythm and momentum with our O line. Of course, they're not the end all be all, but for us to get in a groove, it's all on our O line. And that's my worry.
Yeah,
Because that's when Matt LaFleur gets his confidence. Then he runs the ball harder with Josh Jacobs, and then after a while, then he opens the field for Jordan Love. That's literally the scheme of the Packers. And like everyone else has said, we become too predictable, and that's how teams know to.
and while Kenton freezes for a second,
What happened?
I just want to say, because I want to say it really quick, that's why I am not afraid of the Bears, because they have 6 wins and every single team they beat doesn't have a positive record. Many of the 6-win, 7-win teams have been against the easiest schedules, and all of their wins are against teams with losing records. That's why he'll be back in a second. That's why I'm upset, I'm annoyed and frustrated, but I'm not that extremely worried yet, because every team is just so unpredictable this season.
But wait a minute, Jackson. Hold up to. You're saying that the Bears are playing teams without winning records, right?
They haven't beaten a team with a winning record yet. They haven't.
Let's see the Packers schedule too at the beginning of the game. We played the Bengals. We played the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
We played the Dallas Cowboys, and we tied.
Yep. We at least, I know. And I mean, we beat the Lions and the Steelers. That's 2. I'm not saying we're the best team around. I'm just saying
the Steelers are falling apart as we see it.
But again, they are. I watched that last game. They're terrible. But again, I'm not gonna say that they're not as good as the Bears or something. it's been so up and down, so inconsistent this season. That's why it's been so fun. But it's just like there's any team. That's why. What are the Patriots? They're 8-2,
7-2.
or are they 7-2? I'm not worried about them at all because they like. I'm not worried about any set team this season until I see the playoffs because every team is like doing amazing and then they lose to the absolute worst team. The Bills just got destroyed by the Dolphins. Like no team is a set winner right now. Every team is just really shaky and some are more solid than others, but not a single team looks like they're definite like contenders this year, in my opinion. I think it's a toss-up between everyone.
But my thing is, look at the remaining schedule for the Packers. After this week, we are on a hard stretch again. We played them twice. We got to play the Denver Broncos. The Baltimore Ravens look like they're coming back into.
I'm still not worried about the Ravens though. And then the Lions were on Thanksgiving. We're good against the Lions. Twice. I think we won the past 2 Thanksgivings against them. I'm not worried about the Vikings. I think the Vikings could beat the Bears next week, honestly.
But I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
After the week 2, everybody goes, this Packers team is for real. After week 2, the Packers are not consistent.
No, and I definitely think losing Kraft definitely was a bullet to the team too. And maybe after week 2 we lost Reed, and that was also a big offensive weapon we had.
But going back to Kenton thing, our offense has to play better.
Yeah, in every single way they have to play better.
But right now it's too bad we lost a most important part of the O-line last night.
Yeah, Jenkins.
Elton Jenkins broke his ankle. He's gonna be out.
That's just something we're gonna have to deal with, and it sucks that it's our O-line, but at least the only positives, I could, because I'm trying to just hold on to positives. We get Reed back on Thanksgiving. Golden is supposedly supposed to return against the Giants.
I brought numbers here. I brought numbers for this team. Did you know Green Bay's offensive line is ranked 24 in the NFL right now?
Yeah, it's terrible.
You know who's behind the Packers?
Who?
The Chargers offensive line is 25th. Vegas is 26th. New York Giants is 27th. Seahawks is number 28. And the last worst offensive line is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 31. But they all have winning records.
Well, 2 of them only have 1 more win than us, which I'm still not disagreeing with.
Your rant, Jay. Sorry.
Oh, he hasn't really started yet. We're just talking about records of just like I was saying, because after you left, Kenton, I just wanted to say that's why I'm not afraid of the Bears, because they haven't beaten a single positive record team. And there are so many teams this season, like the Patriots or the Bears, that are now going to have a shit schedule the rest of the year. So that's me. Basically, I'm just saying I don't think there's a single team that's a Super Bowl team right now. Like the Bills just got destroyed by the Dolphins. Like every team is a toss-up. That's what I was saying. And Jay
that's kind of what I was saying. Is like this is where now, if those quote unquote Super Bowl contending teams are that, and I think the Packers are one of those teams. This is when they have to make that difference.
Yeah,
it's not only separating themselves.
Jay was talking about
bettering themselves.
Jay was talking about how our offensive line has like 3 or 4 teams with a worse line, but they are like the Seahawks and the Buccaneers and Chargers all have ranked worse offensive lines than us, but they're still doing better than us.
Yeah. I brought receipts.
Yeah, he did. But
and you know who has worst, what is the wide receiving core that we do right now. Seahawks have the worst.
But do they with injuries?
Yeah.
Like with our injuries out, this is still worse with
Yeah.
missing Reed and Golden.
Yeah. And then the Buffalo Bills come in at number 19.
Well, I'm never afraid of the Bills. They're such like a hype up team. Same with the Ravens. I'm not afraid of the Bills or the Ravens ever getting anywhere.
Yeah, it's the Cardinals, Jacksonville Jaguars, Indianapolis Colts. And in the NFL, by the halfway mark, every NFL team knows who they are. With the Packers at the half of the season, we all know who they are. We can't score offense. And did you know when Jordan Love gets blitzed, his QBR rating is a 57.4. And when he doesn't get blitzed, he's at an 82.5.
Because he has no protection from the line. That's like what I was saying about his drop back rate. He literally just immediately, as soon as he gets the ball, has to just drop back 10 feet. Otherwise, he's going to get immediately sacked.
But the thing is, you got to put some blame on Jordan Love, too. You guys are not putting any blame on Jordan Love. You got to put some blame on him, too.
Well, I think there's some things that he could do better.
Sorry, Jay, but Aaron Rodgers had like 10 years of getting excuses from his own lines not being the best and changing so often.
But he covered up for a line of problems.
Yes.
A lot.
Well, and that's where I don't blame Love with anything. Obviously, like, yeah, he could make some better passes. You know, he could throw to some other, like Musgrave. He could try to read better and see the people that are open better. There's definitely things. He's not perfect. No, like nobody's perfect. I think there's a lot of stuff he can still improve on because he's still, young. But I don't think we're 5-3 because of him. Especially when you look at we're 5-3 with 13 points. We'd be 9-0 with a difference of 13 points. Like, and how many of those are missed field goals? Yeah. And chances where we could have taken those field goals, and LaFleur goes for 4th down every single time.
Yeah, that was my next thing I was going to talk about. Why in the hell is Matt LaFleur, if he knows in that game in the second quarter, he had a 58-yard kick too. Why are you going for 4th and 9? Get your kicker out there. If you do not believe in McManus, why are you activating McManus instead of getting the substitute teacher who kicked the 61-yard?
Well, I'm gonna say what you said because they're paying him so much money, and he's the main kicker. That's literally.
But again,
the guy is hurt.
Jay, you know why? Because LaFleur admitted he doesn't talk with them. That's 100% LaFleur's fault. That's why I don't think McManus. I'm done with him. As of now, I still don't think it's 100% his fault. But I would rather have our substitute kicker. I still think.
But that doesn't make sense to me at all. Matt LaFleur is the head coach. Doesn't he talk to Rob?
No, I'm agreeing. Yeah, there's no reason why he should have zero communication with the kickers.
And that's another reason why I think our special teams coordinator should be also fired, because how are you not going to get the attention of the head coach? Just be like, hey, I don't think this guy's going to do it right now. Let him heal more. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing in the mic. Going to heal more. And we got this substitute teacher who, again, has played – and he literally played every single sport pro that you can kick a fucking ball in.
And he didn't miss a single kick. He didn't miss a single extra point or field goal when he was playing.
Yeah.
And you don't. I get you guys don't blame Jordan Love for that fumble, but I have to disagree. the
It's the better
QB
team.
has to know where on the field he is. If he's gonna get sacked, don't try to pass the ball. Just hold on to it and take the sack. That you can get a 40-yard field goal kick. We're on the Eagles side. We could have got a 3-point kick right there.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If he held onto the ball and
But
that.
that's where like look at the Eagles too. Like it was just a shit show for both teams yesterday. Why did they go for it? They could have just won the game right there, and then they go for it twice. And everyone on their team, you can see, is pissed and confused. And Sirianni doesn't even look like he knows he's playing a football game. And then they go. And then they go when McManus is kicking the field goal. They call that timeout to try to ice him, and then he's looking around confused, like he doesn't realize he just called a timeout.
But going back to that, when they went for a 4th and something and passed the ball, and we got the ball back, we had 2 timeouts left in that drop.
Yeah,
I have no idea why Matt LaFleur is such an idiot with the time of possession play call. You have 2 timeouts. You got a 2-minute warning. We were driving. I knew what kind of plays he was going to call. He always called the run up the middle, and a pass.
Well, even they knew. And the thing that's frustrating that just made me really frustrated, because the entire game I was like, both defenses are destroying and both offenses are obviously struggling. But when the Eagles decided to go for it, they practically handed us the win. Here you go. You guys get 2 minutes. You guys get a minute and a half. Go do what you're gonna do. And then we just LaFleur just shits the bed.
And one other thing, who runs the ball in a shotgun?
I was about to say that. That's the
who in the hell?
Well, and there's why we should have just tush pushed at that point.
Yeah.
Why QB anything? But why are you on a what was it? 4th and what? The last play, 4th and 2 or 4th and 1 or something.
Yeah, it was 4th and 2.
Yeah, why are you 10 feet from the line handing it off? And it makes literally, he would have been better just run it through himself or literally step back, throw a quick slant. That was the worst. I literally said out loud, if they run this, I'm just dumbfounded. And then they hand it off, boom, runs into a brick wall, game over.
But on that play, the running play, they had 1 timeout left. Jordan Love could have called the timeout. Hey, I don't think this play's gonna work. Let's do a different play. That's what all the veteran quarterbacks would have done.
That's where shows how he's still young and inexperienced in some ways, and especially where I get it of I'm a viewer, but you have to at least in some way put your head in the mindset of you don't actually know what it's like to be on the field in that situation. It's probably stressful as all hell. You're discombobulated. Obviously, I'm not defending it. He needs to, he is at the end of the day running the team on the field.
As a person who just played middle school and high school sports, you mess up a lot, and then when you go back, and if they're lucky enough to have film or whatever, sometimes most times.
Yeah, but Jordan Love's been in the NFL for 5 seasons.
But he hasn't played for 5 seasons.
He played 3 seasons, but he has to learn something from Aaron Rodgers.
He's learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers would have did that.
But that's the thing. What did Rodgers, obviously Rodgers has made the same mistakes, and especially not just Rodgers. Love right now is literally Favre in his Rodgers and Love Love and Favre are so comparable right now to how Favre was in his first couple seasons with the Packers. It's not even funny.
Well, he's also really close to Aaron Rodgers as well.
Yeah.
But he's getting paid $55 million a year.
We pay Aaron Rodgers more money to not get us the same.
He has to take the responsibility.
He does, but It's just, if he's not that experience level yet, he can't just, snap and make it.
I mean, look at what Malafleur came in with on the team with Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers did not like the play that Malafleur called, he would have changed. He changed it all the time.
LaFleur saved us a lot during the Aaron Rodgers era by making some great play calls as well, though.
What the hell? You want to? Hey, Kenton, did you hear what happened to Jair Alexander?
What happened?
This was reported 5 minutes ago. Jair Alexander is reportedly stepping away from football to focus on his physical and mental health. That's why he didn't play yesterday.
I told y'all the Packers broke. I was saying it as a joke, but it's true.
You want him on the team, and he does that to the Packers also. Just leave us high and dry.
Yeah, because I forgot that he got traded, and then I've been thinking about him all day. And look, you can see right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's blurry. You can't see it, but yeah.
I wish you the best, Jair. Get better, man, and hope to see you back on the field. Aliens out, man. I believe in you. I don't want to hear what you say, Jay. I'm leaving it at positivity for Jair, dude.
He's gonna retire. I know that much.
Don't say that, dude. Like, that's so negative. We literally just had a guy who scored a touchdown for a team, literally, himself off of that. Don't say that, dude.
Yeah, do you honestly want him to end up like Marshawn Kneeland?
Like,
you don't want anything bad for a player.
Like,
yeah.
And he's only 29, dude. Like,
Mental health is not a funny thing.
Yeah.
Let him rehab, because guess what? He was cleared to play. Then he got hurt on a different injury again, and the Ravens did what the Packers did and rushed him back, and he aggravated his other knee because it's compensating probably for the other injury he had, re-injured it. Then the Ravens got frustrated with his ass and cut him. I'm sorry. I'm not going to feel sorry for billionaire organizations like the Packers and Ravens. Let a man heal.
I'll never sympathize with billionaire.
It happened with the Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball, and he was out for 2 seasons. John Wall with the Washington Wizards. Let players heal, dude. And then fans and people get mad when they don't want to commit to a team that's not taking care of them and is also not giving them the money when they're sacrificing their body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I guess never side with the team. Never.
I've never thought about this of like a player making, like, for example, let's say Love, like $50 million. That's anybody making that money is ridiculous. But you also have to look at how many 10 times of more money does that organization have, and they don't help the players. Exactly. They have all of those assets and resources of tenfold that money, and they don't
but you can't say that.
Also,
it's true.
You also have to realize a guy broke it down contract-wise. Yes, these guys make a lot of money, but I'm only going to do the NBA because that's how I know. I don't know how it is in the NFL. But let's say Bobby Portis, I think, roughly makes $15 million in his contract. In the NBA, you can either pick to get it yearly or salary-wise. So if he doesn't pick it to get yearly and get that money every year, he picks it salary-wise, which then they cut the money off. So that means even though he's going to get that much money into the total contract, he's probably getting like only it's still a lot of money, but like $200,000.
Well, yeah, they're not getting like just
a paycheck.
Yeah, just because Love is on a contract of $55 million, he's not getting $55 million.
But let me ask you this: I'm sure every team had resources for the players to go see for the.
A lot of teams are cheap and will bug out.
But it's up to the players.
I literally just named multiple organizations, not including the Packers, that have rushed back star players. Again, Washington Wizards again with Bradley Beal. LaMelo Ball,
that might be the NFL. That might be the NBA.
But if
does Robert Griffin the third ring a bell? Does Robert Griffin the third ring a bell?
These are billion-dollar organizations.
Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't be, especially with the Packers' bad history of their like organization, the health of they rush because they're like, you're fine, like you're okay, but they're not going to listen.
They have that
players.
And you don't think other teams are like that?
No, I'm saying everywhere is like that. That's
Every
why.
single team is
That's
like
why
that.
Jair is getting
I
tossed
just
around. That's why I don't
named even
sympathize
another
with
but
this
sport
you
organization.
guys
that
have to
they do
think
that.
of it as a business, not personal. These guys are making this much money.
And then as a player, you have to take it personal because that's your life. You're the one that you're gonna get banged up and end up with a concussion or the torn MCL or the torn ACL or Achilles. The agent who's paying you that money is not going to get through that. That team is not going to suffer. They're going to replace this guy after he gets old. I'm sorry, Jay. It is a business, but the team will always be there no matter after the player retires, after the owner retires. They're going to always replace the humans in that brand. And as a brand, I will always pick the players and the people before the brand. Even though I wear the jerseys, the colors, or whatever, we fall in love with these sports because of the people and the representations of our cities and what our cities represent because of the people.
Or in your case, state.
But why are you wearing the hat if you don't agree with the team?
Because I like the people on there, and it
because
represents
the people make the team. The team would be nothing without the players. There would not be a team without players anywhere.
But without the team, these guys wouldn't have a job.
It's not the
Here's
Bucks.
another thing, Jay.
Right?
It's the city of Milwaukee that makes the Bucks. It's not the other way around.
It's not the Packers. It's the Green Bay
fans
Packers
who make the Packers.
But let me ask you a question. Without the team, would these guys have any job?
There would be other leagues.
There would
lacrosse.
be other,
Here's
other
the other
sports.
thing.
Hold on, I want to hear what Philip. I want to hear what Philip has to say. I want to hear what Philip has to say.
A basketball reference. By the way, if you guys know that movie.
First off, Jay. The teams all across the league have been negligent. Okay. All across the league have been negligent. Does Robert Griffin III ring a bell? Came back way too early from an injury and fucked up his knee for the rest of his career. Yeah. That's one organization. I can name you an instance in every single organization probably. But at least in my lifetime, that's the most egregious in my lifetime.
Why do the players have a representative for the whole player? They have a group of.
Let me also say this.
They're representatives of the NFL.
They do. Why do you think they're called bargain agreements, contracts? Because they have to. There's a give and take, and a lot of these times, as much as there's in the player association, they generally don't have as much power as people think. Again, because they're all replaceable. Jay.
Here's the other thing too. This is a stark fact. Okay, this is a proven fact. The Green Bay Packers would not even be in the frickin' NFL if it weren't for Papa George Halas. If it weren't for him, the Packers would not be a frickin' organization in the NFL. I'm not kidding. It's because of George Halas saying, hey, come on back to the league and allowing us back into the league that we're even here to begin with. So that's another reason why I don't hate the Bears nearly as much. Because of them, we're in the league. And another thing too, and this goes into what you were talking about with the collective bargaining agreement. As much as you may think that the players have a lot of bargaining, they don't.
Oh, really?
Because guess what? If they don't play, they don't get paid. The owners can lock out the entire season, skip the entire season, and still get paid.
Yeah.
And that's actually what happened 2 times in the 80s.
Are we all forgetting the players' strike?
I'm literally saying that's what happened 2 times in the 80s. 2 times in the 80s, they tried to strike, and it didn't work out for them.
People were sick and tired of watching these replacement players play football.
That's...
what did the league do?
Yeah, the players caved in and lost their...
Here's the other thing. In terms of bargaining power, the NFL is one of the weakest unions for player representation in the entire the age of 4. Okay? The reason why
MLB has the number one.
the MLB is the strongest union in the entire leagues, and that's the reason why they will never ever have a salary cap, because they can sit out an entire season and still get paid.
Let me ask all you guys something. By your eye test, when you look at the Green Bay Packers, do you see a Super Bowl winning team this year?
To be honest,
compared to the rest of the league.
Let's start with Jackson. Jackson, your eye test.
Do I think they can? I think they can. I think stuff needs to be done.
Do you see them making it right now?
Well, you mean if the Super Bowl happened right now?
It's 10 weeks. And what kind of insurance do you have that they're a Super Bowl caliber team?
I mean, I personally think they still can be. And that's not just because of them. That's just because of well, at least what I've said, the NFL has been this season. There's not I don't think there's a single team where it's like,
yeah, but you're not asking the question.
I think the Packers.
Right now, I think the Packers could win because it's a game-by-game thing.
Yeah, I think any team can win. I think the Packers could still win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you're saying they can, but can't they?
What else can you say? I'm not.
Yeah, what do you want me to say?
I'm not going to say for sure. Yes, we're going to guarantee win, bro.
I'm not going to say we're 100% winning
it
because
but it's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Do you see the
You said yes, though. Yes,
I said yes.
The Packers are going to make the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make the Super Bowl this year.
Because what else? As a fan, why would I not want to think that way?
And then even as a fan, why not the Packers?
How they play.
The league's wide open, bro.
Yeah.
The Colts just lost to the Steelers, and the Bills lost to the Dolphins, dude. And they're both supposed to, and the Colts weren't even supposed to be this good at all.
It's Daniel Jones, yeah. I do. I think because of circumstances of others' teams and still the faith and how, like everyone said, we have such a stacked team. We have no reason to not be a Super Bowl team. So I still have faith that we can be.
And my point is, we got a stacked team.
It feels like, oh my God.
How the hell did we lose to the Panthers?
But the Panthers aren't as bad as you think they are this season. That's not like losing to the 1-5 Ravens, Jay. Or
Panthers got the bus kicked by New Orleans.
Jay, the Panthers are literally the meaning
winning,
of
at least
middle tier team.
With Tyler Shook.
They're 5-5, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're literally the definition of a middle pack team.
But Jay, why did the 2-7 Giants beat the Eagles then? Why is that not more of a talk? If the Panthers can beat us, any team can win.
Lose to the Eagles by 3 points, Jay?
Why did the 1-5 Ravens beat the Bears with a backup quarterback? Anything can happen.
One more thing, Phil, and I'll let you talk. Captain said all these teams want to beat good teams. Right? That's what Kenton said.
Hell yeah. We want to try to beat the best.
Then why can't the Packers want to beat these teams? They're NFL teams.
We literally beat the Commanders, and we beat the Lions, which have been the toughest teams. And recently right now, it's been the Eagles, and we literally went toe-to-toe with them, making their offense look poo-poo as well.
Yeah, the Eagles also played horrible. And it's not because the Eagles are bad; it's because our defense made them play bad.
And we still lost.
Yeah, because maybe their offense, and maybe it comes down to their play calling. If LaFleur had the Eagles, I think we would have won. If we had Sirianni and they had the LaFleur, it literally comes down to that.
Also, if we had a kicker, that would have helped.
3 points. It's not like it's not like we got blown out by who could potentially be the best team in the NFL right now. We went toe to toe with them the entire time.
So if we lose to the Giants, would you say something else?
About what?
I get mad, but
I'd be mad.
Give up,
making the Super Bowl.
The Warriors
because
lost the whole Bucks when they won a championship,
also look at what happened with Favre's Super Bowl year. This exactly.
Phil, you got the Bucks.
Like, it is just
beat
too
the
early
Warriors
for me to say no. Like, it's just
when
too
the
early.
Bucks were the worst team in the league at that point, and we broke their 25 game
That was their
winning
72 and
streak.
9 or
2
73
years,
and 9
2
season,
years
right?
ago, weren't the Chiefs?
Yeah, that was that season, and we were one of the only teams that beat them, and we were the worst team in the league, and they were fully healthy when we beat them too.
Like
Yeah,
2
but
years
wait,
ago,
I
the
remember
Chiefs
that.
lost to the Raiders, and the Raiders were the worst team. The Chiefs were the best. Anything can happen. I'm not gonna just say, "Oh, we're bad. Just see you next year," because
again, the
we've
Giants
just lost.
beat the Eagles.
Like, we lost. Did we lose 5 games in a row 2 years ago?
No.
When then we beat the Cowboys in
Oh, yeah.
second
Yeah.
seed, 7th seed. We lost 4 to 5
and
games in
then
a row.
what happened against the
Jay, we're not even supposed to be here. I have to keep
Yeah.
saying that to Packer fans. We were literally 2 years ago supposed to be the worst team in the NFL. We were the first 7th seed in NFL history to win a playoff game, and the
it doesn't
youngest
matter
team.
that it was the
And
Cowboys.
still, 3 years later, after that, the Packers are still the youngest team in the NFL.
But in 2 years
We are impressed.
we are regressing.
We should be impressed.
We are regressing.
Everybody
to the
does.
divisional round.
Even
Last
the
year we
golden
made it
era
to
Bulls went on like a 10-game
wild card.
losing streak.
And it looks like this year we're gonna miss the playoffs.
We're not missing the
That's-
playoffs.
okay,
We're not
you're-
even.
you're-
We're
whoa.
projected to be the 4th
Whoa.
seed still today by the
Whoa.
NFL.
We are a half game out of the playoff. In the playoff.
Yeah, but guess what? The playoffs aren't tomorrow.
And we're the
You're
third
adding a
team in
lot.
our division.
Jay, you're
Right now.
adding a lot of like
Of if so's, like
ifs and stipulations to your mind. That's just not reality right now, man. I care for what my team is, and there's enough games for us to get healthy.
But
And
look at the remaining schedule the Packers have.
it doesn't matter. Any team is a threat right now.
I'm not going to look 4 games ahead. We have one game this coming week
You have to
against the
focus
Giants.
one
and that's
game
what
at a
I'm
time.
focused on.
Yeah. If you look
Yeah,
at,
and how did
the
that
rest
work
of the,
out?
I don't care. Nothing happened yet. The game hasn't even happened, Jay. I don't care. I'm being honest with you, my brother.
Are
I
you
don't
telling me the
care
Packers
until the
were
game
looking at the-
happens, bro.
Are you telling me
Let
the
me ask you
Packers
this, Jay.
were looking ahead of the Panthers when
You
we
look
played the
ahead of
Panthers?
the schedule.
Let me
and
ask you this,
go,
Jay.
Oh, I think we can win. I think we might lose. I think we win. You don't think of it too much because
You-
it hasn't happened, and we don't know because anything can happen.
Let me
And in
let
the
me ask
last
you this.
2 games,
Yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
last 2 games, we paid Michael Porter $47 million. How many sacks?
Everybody in the league is
and
getting
those
paid
two-
millions of dollars to play a game, dude. I don't care about the
and
contract.
Parsons did much better yesterday too. But even if he got a sack, that wouldn't have changed the game.
Yeah,
against
how was
the
that?
Panthers, it would have.
So if Micah Parsons hit Jalen Hurts on that 41-yard run from Saquon Barkley, how would that have changed the game?
Because he wouldn't have gotten the ball off to Saquon.
No,
And he got
after.
sacked.
The time Michael
I'm
Parsons
just,
tried to make his
just
move,
trying.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
just
doesn't
trying to
matter.
Point, okay.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't
I'm-
matter how many times. Like, it doesn't. It wouldn't have made a difference in how the game went.
Number one,
You
Jay.
should look at your brother. Did someone kidnap
No.
you and replace you with
And,
something?
you guys love Romeo Dobbs, right?
I'm even before you say anything, I am not accepting any big-headed Romeo Dobbs slander today.
Yeah.
Okay, he has been one of our best
Really?
players. I understand he dropped a
had
couple
all the
yesterday.
drops.
He
has
had 2
been
drops, but he
our
also
most
wasn't the
consistent
only one to have 2
wide
drops.
receiver, and he's been healthy, knocking on wood, because
And
I
then
love that man. Don't you dare.
Why would Jordan Love on that 4th and 3 pass the ball to Bo Melton? If we had Luke
Well, but
Musgrave
that
out
wasn't
there, we
the
had
Love
Christian
problem.
Watson out there.
That was just a Melton problem. It was he was perfect perfectly positioned. He was wide open. The ball came right here. That is 100% on
But
Bo
as a
Melton.
QB, you gotta know you cannot trust.
But maybe he had trust in him that now he won't have. It
Bill's
was
my spirit animal
he
right
threw
now.
it to him, Jay, because he was in the perfect spot. If he made that catch, we would have been in the perfect spot, and he was this close. And for some reason, he couldn't catch the ball, and that is on him, and that's going to affect his ability to now get the ball for the rest of the season.
My frustration is you guys don't put any blame on Jordan Love, and this is a team sport.
We do. I'm just not going to only isolate it on Love. It seems like you want to isolate it on Love.
Is it?
No, I blame it on the line. I blame it on.
Let Phil speak.
Yeah, Phil hasn't spoken enough. I want to hear Phil speak.
I mean, why would I think never throw to Bo Melton if I think it's all Love's fault? I'm not. It's the team's fault. I know that. I know it's the team's fault at that point. But as the leader of that offense, Jordan Love, he has to know who's the better receiver.
Melton was the most open.
Right now.
He was the most open. So I'd rather throw it to him with one dude than Watson in double coverage.
What happened to what happened to the Packers having such depth and on weapons that you could trust anybody, dude?
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking it as. He just
one more thing, but Bo Melton hasn't played receiver all year long. He played on defense.
So he's probably trying to get him looks to get him warmed up.
And now he's going to be more
do.
conservative about it, seeing that he dropped that perfectly good pass. Philip, talk, please. Philip, talk.
All right.
I'm thinking tired of people think, oh,
Jay.
Let them play.
No, Jay. Let Philip. Philip's about to cook. Let him cook.
For real.
I'm sorry, Phil. Go right there.
He's turning the pot up in his head, and I've been waiting.
Yeah,
dude.
he's Ratatouille's about to take over.
So,
go right ahead, Phil.
To be fair, what we experienced last night was the first home loss holding a team to under 10 or less points and losing since 1991, since before Brett Favre.
Yep.
That was bad.
Jay, I'm gonna go through the screen, bro.
That was bad. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad. The defense played a hell of a good game.
Yes, they did.
Now, I do blame a lot of it on play calling. We don't spread the field that much. I'll give them that. We don't spread the field that much. A lot of bubble screens and bootleg. That bootleg fumble that on 4th and 1 was not the best play call. But if you also listen to it, they also said we knew every single call that they were. The Eagles could tell what call that was coming in. They knew the call signs.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
And that was affecting Josh Jacobs, which was his confidence. He admitted that in the postgame. He said that affected my confidence. I was unsure now what to do because they could sniff us out before the call was even made. Now, am I saying for Matt LaFleur to be fired? No. But I also find it interesting that they have not extended him. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't know who you replace him with because every other coach out there is worse.
That's for something in that's for something in the off season. We have to figure out a new contract or find someone else. But I find it interesting that we have not extended him yet. I just find it.
Yeah,
telling.
I mean, even he sounded so shook in the conference meeting when he was asked by that reporter. They asked, where do you see yourself? Do you think you're in the hot seat?
He was on the verge of tears.
Yeah, he was he said, I think he said exactly. I think he said exactly I am here as long as they choose for me to be here. Or it's not up to me. I'm going to focus every game making this. But at the end of the day, I will be here until they don't want me here. He sounded, very upset. And I'm hoping, even though it should have been every single game a wake-up call, I'm hoping this is a wake-up call for him. Because if it's not, then...
And that's the one thing I say is use Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs to spread the field a little bit. We're playing very tight offense right now. A lot of bubble screens, a lot of hook routes and stuff like that.
But I think I know why he's
Luke Musgrave go on the other end and get it, and then when
And we'll have
Also,
Reed
I will say
and
this.
Golden back within 2 weeks.
But
I will also say this, okay? I believe that Tucker Kraft was used as a crutch for this
Yeah.
entire offense this entire year.
You guys, I have been saying that Jordan Love should start looking to other people besides him because defenses are going to start to utilize that and realize, like, oh my God,
Yeah,
they're just
our
gonna use
points, most of our points in the Steelers game, the Lions game, and the Commanders game was from Kraft
Yeah. And I think
and Kraft and Jacobs.
Jordan Love used him as an escape route. Oh, there's no one open? Let's go get it to Tucker Kraft. He'll be open.
Yeah, but that's the frustration part with him, which I was saying earlier is, and even Jackson is Luke Musgrave was open all game, bro, all game.
And maybe
And
that's
that's
because
been
he's not comfortable with it or used to it yet, not having Kraft and having to put all
Yeah,
that faith in Musgrave. But he needs to. I'm not Jay right now. I'm not agreeing with Love. He needs to use the weapons that he has.
But
Yeah.
how can he trust his wide receivers if they drop anything?
But they haven't been doing that all season.
That
happens. That also hasn't been. That was one of our biggest issues last year. That hasn't been really an issue this year. It happened this game. They're gonna get past it and get their shit together.
Remember, a lot of the time being before was just O-line timing and Jordan Love and the receivers not having enough time to.
And that's my net. When your camera froze, I was talking to Phil and Jackson about the old line. This old line is not going to get better. Did you hear the news today?
Yeah,
we lost our best.
We're both out again.
Yeah, we lost our best lineman in that group.
Two linemen in that group.
Yeah.
Zach
Tom is out too.
Yeah,
but now he's out.
They just both got ruled out.
Yeah. And something I completely forgot about that I want to bring up before I forget again is free agency stuff. We released 4 of 6 people that we got already. We spent $60 million. Really, released 4 people.
Yeah, I told you guys that. Guys, did you guys just not listen to me? I
know, but it's
I was complaining about that. And Nate Hobbs is also one of them. I know we didn't release him, but
you know what?
He's one of the 2 that we didn't.
But going back to Phil's point that they didn't even give Malafleur a contract extension.
I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just finding it very interesting that the Packers chose
that.
But
to piggyback on that comment of yours, Phil, it's very interesting that they didn't extend Brian Gutekunst also.
Yeah.
Well, even before the season started, when they were, when the CEO was stepping down. He said that there was rumors that the new guy just wants to make his own.
Yeah, I think
stamp on the team, anyways.
But look at the picks that he.
And that would also indicate the move to get Micah as well.
Yeah, but
maybe the new president. That may be the new CEO.
But he said that was on Gutekunst. Actually, though, they gave the credit to Gutekunst.
Yeah, but you know why he did that?
It was probably pressure from up top too.
But look at all the personnel that he got, and he missed up. He missed up Nate Hobbs. He missed up Aaron Banks in free agent.
And what sucks, the Chargers just got that cornerback.
And then he drafted Josh Morgan or Joe Morgan, who's a disaster at the right tackle spot. And he's a disaster at the right guard spot, too.
You know, it's not the O-line. I just got to say this. This is the only time I kind of really agree with Jair's dad, besides that one statement he made against the Packers before everything did go downhill. If the Packers re-signed him this season and just allowed him to heal, unlike the Ravens did, he truly could have helped. And I still think we probably would have signed. We did sign Nate Hobbs when he was on the roster anyways. So I think that would have helped Nate Hobbs's Packer development more. Because I think the Packers tried to put too much pressure on him to be the number one, and then Raiders fans were saying he's not that type caliber of player. They were warning us. Raiders fans were warning Packers fans about
But
Nate Hobbs,
maybe
and
that's
they
a
were
good
right.
thing
They were
about that new
100% right.
corner.
They
And I
called
was
it.
warning you about Tyler Alexander.
I'm not gonna get mad at a guy where teams keep rushing him to hurry up and get back, bro. Like if the doctors again and
And
the Packers and the Ravens, because the
imagine,
Ravens just did it with Lamar Jackson as well. By the way, they rushed him
Yeah,
back and he
they
got hurt
rushed him
again.
back fast. Yeah,
imagine what that also does to your confidence too. If you're a professional athlete, being rushed and you can't contribute.
Yeah, now Lamar's out longer. Like they
Yeah.
screwed the Ravens screwed themselves, dude. And they brought what's their other cornerback? They that got hurt again. They rushed. So for the Ravens have rushed 3 players back from just off of the.
And what did they do with that? They got rid of him. They rushed it and then they got rid of him. Like it wasn't their fault.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
Jair was cleared with the Packers, bro. He was cleared with us. And then they said they were going to sit him longer. Then the contract stuff didn't happen. And then he was waiting. Then he got hurt in the training camp with the Ravens on a different injury that was a leg thing. And what happens, and we all know this because we all have dealing it, when one leg is hurt, your other leg compensates for the other one. And he already has a quote unquote weak or injured knee and hurts that one. And then they rush him back again. Don't like it. He's hurt. Cut him.
Yeah,
And then he
but then
gets
how do
picked
you
by
know
the
if
Eagles, and they're like,
you're
"Oh, we want you to play." He wants to play, but then they say no because of your information in your knee, and then they cut him again. That's
But
going to
can't
kill
No,
someone's confidence.
he's taking a leave because of mental health now. But I will say this too. It is. I'm not one to judge these athletes. It's a much more difficult sport than I played. Okay, it's much more demanding on the body. Okay, I mean, I'd say I can barely chest bump a guy 300 pounds and not fall back on my ass. So,
And he's not really.
let alone a guy falling on top of me.
We kind of almost did that at the train.
I know. And I'm not saying you're that
He
big,
almost fell.
I did almost fall. I know. I did almost fall.
Oh God! I hope you're okay.
Oh yeah, but like I said, that's just doing something that you're doing something out of respect. Let alone people falling on top of you that are 350
that
plus
are also
pounds.
wearing 100 or like 50 pounds plus of gear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
football gear, by the way, is annoying as fuck. That was as much as I loved playing football. That's my least. That was like my least favorite
yeah,
thing.
the paddings
But-
and the helmet are so.
I think one big thing that's happening, and I think there's a lot more awareness of this, is and I'll just say this: I want players to be safe. Okay, where player safety is most important. But for the love of God, take away the pads. If you really want hard hitting stuff and you don't want really that much concussions, take off the pads. Because the person delivering the blow should be able to feel it as well.
I don't know. That's my fear with the Guardian caps is that they just don't embrace as much when they don't have it on.
That's the problem I have with helmets and pads to begin with, is because it basically takes away Newton's second law. Everything has an equal or opposite reaction. Okay?
Yeah, if you look at the way rugby players hit each other compared to NFL players, it's really like even though it's hard hitting,
look at rugby.
Rugby hits hard, but I'm saying they brace more better in rugby than
because they can't hit in the head.
And they also, like you said, because they don't have pads, me hitting you is gonna hurt you as much as it's gonna hurt me.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that will drive people to be safer.
And trust me, Jay, my football career in high school wasn't long because I got hurt. But when I would go tackle people sometimes, and I would quote unquote hit stick them, like they like to say now, I would do it because I know I had pads on.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally throw my shoulder in and hit them and try and get them out of bounds or get them down. Like
it's the same thing with like punching. Like if you were to punch someone in the face, you're gonna knock them out. Your hand can break from that.
Yeah.
Like but if you have a Hulk hand on, you can hit very hard and know you're
Yeah,
cushioned.
but guys, you after you watch Tua on the ground,
That's what really made me really want to take away helmets, was seeing Tua laying on the ground like that.
but that would make it worse.
The NFL has more concussions than rugby.
Yes,
And they don't have helmets.
rugby
But
doesn't have
you guys
helmets.
want to take away the guardian caps too?
Take away all pads. Take away
When you
helmets,
saw-
pads, everything. Go back to leather helmets for all I
when
care.
you saw what happened on the field with
So why is it then,
And
Jay,
here-
that old
let me-
school football had less injuries than modern football?
Let me
now?
also, well, that's also partially.
I know
why.
the games are different, but I'm saying they were tackling,
It's
but they
not
were
also-
kids.
cleat.
We
We're
were
gonna
doing
leave that out,
First-
okay? Cleat injuries don't count back then because they were
Two
metal,
things.
okay?
Two things. Okay? Two things. One, if you want to keep helmets, fine. Go back to leather helmets. I don't care. But if you crunch someone in the head, flag them and throw them out of the game. Throw them out of the
They
game.
do.
They're also not going to be, if they were to say playing like that without that padding in the helmets, they wouldn't be doing as those types of plays because they're going to know that
Absolutely.
they will be getting hurt.
It-
That's the
because
problem
they'll
with
hurt
it
them as
now.
much as it
They
hurts
know
the
they're
person
padded.
receiving
They
it.
know they
Mhm.
got padding all over their upper torso and their head, so they just go, "Okay, I'm gonna run full speed in this
So
person."
you guys are
And
telling
also,
me that
Jay,
you're
it
gonna
will
see
do what the NFL wants and probably will lead to more scoring.
So you're
Why
telling
do you
me
think? Why do you think flag football right now is blowing up? It's the flag football right now. If you look at statistically, is the fastest growing sport in the world, and people are like, well, it's because teams can't
No.
afford it. No, there's like South Korea and Japan have been funding for padded football, and have been having their own leagues there. That's why in the World Sports Leagues that they were doing decently,
It
but
also helps.
they're
It also
picking flag football for the Olympics over actual football, Jay. That's because multiple countries have statistically put in more effort that not sponsored by the NFL to make these leagues of their own.
Mhm. And that's
And it's
that's part
also
of the reason why
shown
too.
to
Is
have even less leg injuries than these other sports. And they're
I
getting
mean,
college players as well that aren't getting drafted. They're getting Canadian Football League players as well. Like they're getting talented
so
people.
you're telling me you want to see the grown ass men not with any protection, no helmet, just go at it with.
But Jay,
Yes, because
Jay,
they're
you're not
absolutely
realizing they're not gonna be as stupid without all of that They're that stupid and get that injured because they have all that gear and all that
Mhm.
padding. If they don't, they're not gonna go. I'm gonna tuck my shoulder in and run into this 300-pound dude because
Jay,
they
do you
know they're gonna bust
statistically
their ass.
football
doing it.
players hit each other hard enough as the average person would experience a car accident? That's a real statistic.
Mhm.
That's how
They
hard
play
these guys are hitting
recklessly
each other.
because they
I
have
think it
that
was-
protection.
I think the measurement is like an average football hit at full speed is like 70 something G's, whereas a full speed rugby hit is like 60 something. Still big, okay, but you're also you're also allowed to hit from the armpits to the knees. That's the only place you can hit in rugby.
Yeah, and the NFL, they literally stop you right here. The neck up is the only place in the NFL you can't hit. And how are you going to tell someone who's running at least 18 miles per hour,
To stop.
probably,
Yeah.
To stop on a dime. Yep.
and is going head down, and
Yeah,
they're
because they
both
got this
going in that
3-inch
direction?
carapace around their head that they know they can slam shit into and they'll be fine.
Again, if you realize most injuries in rugby are guys losing teeth or getting their cut in their chin,
But
because of
that's why
how
they have.
learn how to tackle full bodied wise.
Yeah, I know. My brother was a professional rugby player. It's
And-
entertaining
But that's
too.
why they put a rule in the NFL. You cannot hit with your helmet.
But dude, we literally saw it when
We see it every single week.
Yeah,
We see it every week.
It doesn't matter. They still do it.
And
I
they
mean,
get flat
it's
for
not
helmet.
things done that would happen right away. And let's just say, I don't think it's gonna solve injuries are gonna be injuries in a physical fucking sport.
Yes.
But I'm saying, as the more protection people have in anything, it doesn't matter the sport or if it is not a sport, The more protection people have, the more lax and comfortable they get.
Mhm.
And then the
How
more
much they,
affected,
how
depending
much they
on what
think
it
they can
do
get
to
away with it
injury.
too.
The more reckless they get.
More
Exactly.
reckless. That's more the
So
number two.
either they have to change the rules more, or
Yeah,
get
but
rid of some
let me
safety
ask
so
you
the
a
players are
question.
more
Number
self-aware
two.
and conscious.
Number
Or
two.
both.
Number two, and this is a big thing for me as well. This is my final thought on player safety and stuff like that. Get rid of field turf.
Yeah.
Get rid of field turf. The amount of soft tissue injuries on field turf has been absolutely ridiculous. That looks good.
It does look good.
But the amount of soft tissue injuries and non-contact injuries based off of field turf is ridiculous. Get rid of it. It doesn't do any play. It doesn't protect the players like you think it does.
It just helps the league, and the league don't need help. The league is the money. They could easily make every field a real grass field.
Yeah, but going
Absolutely.
back to the protection thing.
It's
do
not
you
player
think-
protection. It's not player protection.
No. Do you think these players want to play the game with no helmets?
Well,
No
Jay,
pads.
I'm gonna ask you this.
Let me also
How
ask you
many,
this.
how many times do we hear NFL fans say that the NFL has gone soft? The
Soft.
NFL has
Yeah.
gone weak. They're
So
not the
let's
same no
just make
more.
it two-hand touch.
Brutal and all that stuff.
So
I'm
nobody gets
saying
hurt.
So
this, but this
This is-
answers the question of the quote-unquote fans where they think the league has changed or whatever. I'm
Here's
sorry, but that wasn't better and more aggressive. That was them being more reckless because their pads were bigger back then.
Why are the fans going to see the game more right now?
They're not.
They didn't
No,
have
there's been a
They're
huge
losing.
attendance
another-
drop
Okay,
off.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, there's been a big attendance
all
drop
major,
off.
all four major sports are losing are losing ticket
Fans.
sales and
Mhm.
even TV views.
Yeah.
There's not one
the other-
sport besides
And
MLS.
it's because
that's
of the money
growing.
too. The tickets are just ridiculously priced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only
it's
sport
the
that's
money
growing is
part.
soccer, dude.
But yeah, no,
And
the
listen-
seats haven't been the most filled. They've been the least filled this year.
And also, let's be honest. I don't, and this is just me by myself. Personally, for me, I don't want to purchase a ticket in an NFL stadium because the on-field product sucks, and the TV product is so much better
So
than
much
seeing
better.
it on the
Yeah.
field. The TV product is so much better than it is actually being there.
It's more just an experience.
There's
to
three
see it in
sports
person.
to me that are as good or even better in person. I'm not including racing because almost all racing sports, if you can see most of the tracks, are better in person. Anyways, I think the
Motorsports, I'll say.
NHL is better in person. I think
Yeah.
the NBA is also better in person, and I think MLS soccer is also better in person. The energy, the crowd has
that's
been
negotiable.
growing. Right now, MLS is the MLS is the only sport that's growing in America right now, profiting wise.
I'd say
But
baseball and
another
football
thing
are just
too,
better
Jay,
on TV.
and this goes back to your question, Jay. Okay, because you were asking why why are they doing that? The one that the thing that the thing that also is an issue is enforcement. How would you ensure that safety is important? You officiate it. If someone hits, if you remove the padding and stuff like that, and if someone hits head to head, like cranium to cranium, toss them. The person applying the hit, toss them. I don't care.
They don't have to toss it because the player is going to be knocked out anyway, and they're going to get out of the game anyway.
That may be, but still, don't pay him. That'll be another incentive. There are other ways to go
To
around
make
this.
them follow the rules. Yeah.
Yes, there are ways around this to make you follow the rules.
Or maybe the referees.
Right now, they're acting with
more training.
Yeah, well,
Right now,
no,
they're
that's not
acting
to
with-
say, the refs aren't a problem. The refs are and have been just a terrible for, ever.
Yeah, and the most terrible thing is the referees, they don't know how to officiate the stupid tush push.
Okay. Do you also find it? I would also find it very hard if I had to work a 9 to 5 all week and then come in just for a game once a week.
But the referee thing, I disagree on, in the fact that I think the NFL could do more of, like, they have the sky cam, have some
Yeah.
type of backup when it's an obvious foul or an obvious bad thing that the refs just aren't noticing.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got to experience. So the NBA is doing something new, and all three referees have microphones and headsets now at all times on the court to talk to each other. I was at the first game in NBA history where they implemented that, and it was the worst officiated game I've ever been to in my life, hands down. Like, like genuinely, like.
But how does that?
At one point, the team had the other team had 16 free throws to our 1.
Yeah, but
in
how
one
does
quarter.
that
In one quarter,
compare with?
and I was there, and when they would show the replays, there was literally 6 fouls where our players didn't even touch the guy. I was thinking, oh, before he's dribbling, he gathers, steps. Oh, maybe we hit him because we didn't hit him on the shot. That's for sure. So I was like, oh, maybe grabs the jersey, hits him on the arm or hand or whatever. No, hands to the side, hand in the air, and they actively create the physicality by them pushing into the chest. That's in the rule book. That's not a foul. And if they're implementing this new thing where they can talk to each other, then why hasn't the foul calls gotten better? They've gotten worse. And they even have thing now where they can go to the center and implement, and call to the center.
Another thing too, and
cut that out, Jackson.
I think NFL referees should be full-time. It should be a full-time job.
100%.
I don't want to be working a 9 to 5 and then having to worry about officiating a game on the weekend. That would be terrible. Okay? Because you get paid such shit. But I think that's one issue around it. Have them focus on it all week long, whatever game you're going to be officiating. Kind of look into the tape and stuff like that. Go with your, meet with your team, your ref team and stuff like that. Make it a full-time job, pay them well, first of all. And the other thing too, there's the thing is that I have an issue with is that the players act with such reckless abandon for their own safety because they feel like they can do whatever they want because of the padding. It's reckless abandon for their own safety and health.
Also, the team's cheaping out as well and not.
That's true. That's true too.
Sit the fuck down and just heal.
But don't you think if the players don't do that, the players are afraid that they're gonna get replaced by the next guy up?
Real quick, I've been saying this for the NBA I've been saying this for the NBA for years for this exact part you said, and I think the NFL should just do this in general. Stop having the fucking rosters cut. Just keep the guys. Keep it a 50-man 3 roster, but instead of cutting all those guys, just keep them on the damn practice squad. Again, these leagues make enough money for that to happen. And then for the NBA, as I was going to say, the NHL has the exact same amount of games plus the same amount of playoff games. They have 35 guys on a roster?
Yep.
35 guys on a roster for the same thing, and the NBA supposedly can only have 15 to 17 if you include the two-way players. I think the NBA should make it a 20 to 21 man roster, have 5 two-way players because injuries are so frequent in all sports. And then you have this quote unquote money thing that the teams like to use of, oh, we're split too tight because we can't make certain roster moves or whatever. It's because the league does that to themselves. Just have all these guys out there, or they could do what the G League did when the NBA and COVID. Oops, blur that word out. That YouTube don't like that word. My bad. Is they allowed. That's what they did. What I said they happened. They expanded where a lot more G League players were allowed to get signed to NBA rosters.
Yeah, but
because of the sickness. So just let that happen, and then the NFL can make more money by expanding the league. By guess what people have been saying for years, guys, having a developmental league. Why doesn't the
you
Green
know
Bay
what?
Packers have a
That was where
smaller football team in Milwaukee, and then
I
have
think
guys here, and then when something happens, they get call up the guy from the Milwaukee whatever's and get called up to Green Bay. Like
no, see, that was what I was gonna say. It's not fair because NBA has a farm league, NHL has a farm league, and baseball has a farm
No,
league.
soccer also has a farm league
NHL
as
has a
well.
ton of farm leagues.
Yeah,
Where
also
they can send their
also
players down into
also
the farm league to play in the farm league, and when you
the
need
M
to,
the
you
NBA
call it
has one
up.
farm league, the NHL has 5,
Mm-hmm.
MLB has 3, and MLS has 2.
The thing I don't get is why doesn't the NFL give each team a farm league? They
Greedy
can make
money
more,
because
they're
NBA
greed.
teams pay for their farming teams.
but they
If
can make more money off that.
No.
Well, they don't want to share.
Here's
They don't want to share city revenue. The
here's the problem as
Milwaukee
well.
Bucks share the city or share the
But
sponsor revenue
but
with Oshkosh because that's where
but
the Wisconsin Herd
isn't it
are.
yeah? But isn't it the same thing with the basketball farm league? They got to share
See, I
with
can
the
I can talk about I can at least
yeah.
talk about I can at least talk about the MLB because I'm more
Dude,
into
me and
that.
Phil talk about farming leagues all the time.
Now, let me just stop you because I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah.
I am much over my time. So
Okay. Sorry
Well,
about that.
I was also gonna say thank you, Boo.
Thank you for joining us.
so you can keep going if you'd like. This is a very good conversation. I just have stuff I have to do.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna wrap it up and then go have my
Yeah, I'm gonna
friends
wrap it
waiting
up.
on the
But I just
station.
want to say one thing though. Thank you guys for letting me vent about how the talent team is.
No problem. You're
It's
wrong
a-
about most of it, but
They're not
Oh,
they're not as bad of they're not
all
as bad
right,
of a police
no,
as other
all right. Let me ask you one more.
they're
Do
not as
you
bad of a
admit?
police as other teams.
Do
Yes.
you admit
I'm trolling a little bit.
Jordan Love has to take
Steps
the
forward.
little bit of the blood?
Well, I said that earlier. I said guys
Yeah.
like him, because he has a little bit, but I want guys also like Josh Jacobs to step up more. He's one of the older guys.
Yeah,
He
but
is a
Josh
leader on another team.
trying his hardest to
Well,
carry this
so is
team
Jordan
on
Love,
his
and
back.
we've seen Jordan Love on camera talking to the team, just like Romeo Dobbs.
We just
So I
need
can't say he
people to
hasn't.
step up for the team's sake. We need,
Yeah.
we need constant group meetings.
Communication.
We need better communication. We need it not just between the players, the staff, the coaching, everything. Everyone just needs to get on the same schedule and stop having they're so inconsistent. They need to be on one
You know what?
wavelength.
Now LaFleur has to sit there with Brian Gutekunst as the president of the team and just share
GM.
their feelings.
But I have the feeling that to them, he's not on the hot seat. I have a feeling
not
it's
on-
he
just it's
should
the
be.
fans. I don't think
He's only I say fan wise, he's on the hot seat. For
I don't
Packer
think for
fans,
the
but
Packers
he's been on the
organization,
hot
he's
seat
not.
for a little bit for Packer fans last
The
year.
whole fan base wants him
Yeah, no,
Not the whole fan
fans.
base. I don't know.
He is for the fan base on the hot seat, but for the organization, I don't think he is.
No, he has too good of a record, and
Yeah,
to be honest, I'm Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur in this era to me have two more playoff year failures because that's how many they gave him and Rodgers. And Rodgers had higher expectations, had more veterans, more
and
guys who were
he
in the
got
league who
paid
were quote
more.
unquote proven.
He did get paid more.
And I was gonna say, and he did get paid more, and he choked, not Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers himself choked 3 years in a row. He missed players wide open. Matt LaFleur, before the bad play, Aaron Rodgers had 2 plays in a row with 2 other wide receivers open, and because he was dependent on Devontae Adams, he cost the Packers the game.
and I called him out on it when it
No,
happened.
I'm not saying you did it. I didn't say you did that. I'm just saying that's where my frustration level is with Matt LaFleur, is I'm
But
giving him pretty much 2 more years. He has
Yeah.
2 more years with this young team. that has their contract stuff pretty much almost figured out, besides Romeo Dobbs, I'm saying we're settled in place. As much as we want to win this year, we're such in a good area to be good for years. And he hasn't had so much time with this team compared to Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to give him 2 more years.
I would give him this 2 years in the sense of this season and next season. I wouldn't.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's not fair.
My bad.
Now
I should have
for
been
traded
more.
2 first
But
round.
I also think there are people that needs to be gone before Matt LaFleur. I think McManus needs to be gone, and our special teams guy.
And I think he deserves a year to restructure the O-line. I really do.
But the thing is, he doesn't make the personnel choices. The guy who
but I'm saying like the Packers deserve. I'm saying
he
deserves
LaFleur,
the Packers to give him an opportunity
Yeah.
with an O-line that can allow these weapons and Jordan Love to get time. Because again, since game 1 against the Lions, even though we did well, our O-line still was kind of butt. Even though Jordan Love didn't sack, he did not have no time, and he was using his legs a lot. And I get the team kind of, and people told him to stop running. But I also think that's the thing. Jordan Love in the offseason said he wants to run more, and he did that the first 2 games. He was running a lot, and now they're telling him not to because, of course, injury concerns. But let him. He stays in the pocket and then again makes these low passes that the teams are going because the team doesn't want him to run now.
But my frustration is your O-line is not that great. She just do shorter routes, slants.
They have been, and teams are figuring it out. That's the problem.
Well, I think they have been, but they could be. I don't think they're doing it enough.
Yeah,
they're resorting to handing the ball to Jacobs to run into all the dudes.
Last night's game, I could tell you every single play that they were going to run before it happened.
Yeah. But besides that, I think we can and we should beat the Giants. If we don't, we need to do some major thinking as an organization.
Yeah,
but I'm still going in hopeful because I'm not going to go in like ready to lose. I'm still going to go.
But Jack, did you just say that last week too about the Eagles?
Yeah, but that doesn't just because we lost by 3 doesn't mean I'm gonna be like I'm done. I'm tired with this team. I'm gonna be a Jets fan now. No, I'm gonna stick with my team.
No, but remember last year we lost to Danny DeVito led Giants.
Jay,
okay.
Also,
and we still made it to the playoffs.
You can't start arguing. You can't start throwing fit when it's the first quarter with 7 minutes left. Okay, wait till there's like 5 minutes in the fourth. Wait till there's 5 minutes in the fourth, then you can. Okay, all right. You are on complaining suspension right now. All right.
Yeah, but
and until there's 4 of us, we have to vote on it. I vote that Jay is on complaining suspension.
No.
Come on, Phil.
Raise your hand.
So Jay, you cannot start complaining. You gotta try. Jay, you gotta be positive. The Giants game all the way until the 5-minute part.
And you better not vote for them in the predictions, or there's going to be a problem.
Exactly.
Because you gave up on us. You gave up on us this week before we even started.
He's done this for 4 weeks in a row. That's why I'm saying with all 4 of us, it's only right we vote on him doing it in the fourth quarter. Because it's 4-4-4-4.
I will tell you that I have more life watching the Packers. My opinion, this is not a Super Bowl caliber team.
You can have that opinion,
and that's okay. Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone's got them, and some stink more than others. And yours is just stinkier than mine.
Like my daddy always says, your life is like a toilet paper. You're either on road taking shit from an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what Hugh Hefner said earlier?
What was that?
Or we could do it the old school way.
Your
Do it
dad had a
live.
robot like Hugh Hefner.
He was in the
We don't
role
give a damn what you think.
Yeah. I will be
Yeah.
faithful with my team until I watch us either lose or win
It is
and start
season's
the
over.
next season.
I'm excited for Thursday. My new favorite team, man.
Yeah, see, you already gave up on us.
For real.
The New
He
York
didn't even have
Jets,
fan
baby.
loyalty. He had no
And
loyalty.
it's not. It's more
Subscribe to
pathetic.
Three
It's
real Packers fan, a
it's
real
more-
Bucks fan. I got
yeah.
2 jerseys. I got the
You know what?
Packers right there. Bam.
Jay.
I
It's
just
more.
went to
It's
Tyler
more.
Powell,
It's more.
whatever.
It's more
Honestly,
pathetic for Jay
I got
because
an
he's
NBA
choosing. He's
ball.
choosing a team that doesn't win, so he can't be
I got a mini
disappointed.
cheese
He's not
hat.
even choosing a good team.
About Jay, I guess.
You know, at least they don't give you hope.
We're gonna retire Jay. He's moved on to the.
Jay,
to
what
the
hope?
better-
They're like 2-7.
Yeah, so I know what I'm gonna get.
You're gonna get lost. You have better chances with your home team.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get lost, but with the Packers,
He
I
can
know if
go,
we're gonna get a win.
be,
We're gonna get
co-host
lost.
of that Women Jets fan, long-
Welcome to
long
welcome to
Beach
sports. You
Jay.
gotta pick a team, Jay.
We can call it the J&J show.
Hey,
Yeah.
at least you didn't have to wait 108 years between championships.
Yeah, it could be worse. At least you're not a Lions fan. We are in a
At
good
least you're not a
spot
Cubs
still.
fan like
We're a
myself.
Cubs fan. We could be in a worse
Or a
spot.
Brewers
We're
fan who's never
privileged
won a
as a
World
Packers
Series.
team and a Packers fan, and we just
Okay,
need to be patient.
My team went 108 years between championships. Okay.
My team's never won a championship in baseball.
Yeah, and how long have they been around?
Almost 100 years.
Technically,
Technically, we have, but
I
We're
mean,
no
as
longer
the
there.
current iteration. The
We gotta
current
wrap
iteration.
it up. Jackson has to leave.
So do I.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm-
It's not all about Jackson,
was
right?
my- that
Jackson
was
does
my
not
closing
determine
statement.
the time of the damn show. I'm so tired of it. Yeah.
There's a shit.
Before we leave, let's get the score prediction for Giants Packers.
It depends on the quarterback, but if it's Russell Wilson, I'm thinking it's going to be a blowout from the Packers. But if it's Jackson Dart, it's probably going to be closer.
I'm gonna say 17-14.
31-20 Packers.
I'm saying 17-14 Packers.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna have faith because our defense has been awesome. I'm gonna go 14-31.
With that offensive line, without Elton Jenkins.
I said
I think-
defense.
I think
And
I think it really just depends on the Giants quarterback this week. If it's Russell Wilson, oh yeah, I have no doubt that we're going to beat him. But if it's
Also,
Jackson
wait.
Dart,
Sorry, keep going on your thing, Phil.
if it's
Jackson
Jackson Dart, yeah, it's going to be a lot closer than people think. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with
Back to open.
10-7.
I'm gonna open this and then we'll end this. Okay. This will be the last thing we do.
Oh, brother, hurry up.
It's only 4 cards, Jackson. Shut up.
I'm a half hour over.
I
I'm
know.
sorry about that, Jackson.
This was supposed to happen a half hour ago.
Yeah, but you're the one that was arguing.
Who
Oh,
didn't
sweet.
let Phil talk for almost an hour? Jay.
And
Oh,
who's
sweet.
the one that instigated it by putting I am Kenton. And like how Jay is.
It's true. It's true. That's why. All right, ready? The first card is Josh Jacobs again.
Josh Jacobs,
You got 4 of those already.
Watson,
You guys have 3 of those already.
Oh, let's go. I got Xavier McKinney and Nixon.
Who is that?
Keyshawn Nixon.
Boo.
But I got McKinney.
Okay, yeah. After that, now I'm done. Bye.
I
I
got McKinney. Y'all should be happy, you motherfucker. Haters.
Jackson,
I was thinking. I think you were going to be drawing Blue Eyes White Dragon. So or white.
I got left head out.
Oh wait, wrong
Don't
card.
forget to like, subscribe,
Sorry.
guys, and all that fun stuff.
And thank you for watching.
Go Pack, go Bucks, go.
Yeah. What do you say?
You don't want me to say my baseball team. No.
All right.
Go Brewers too. I'm gonna keep.
All right,
Go
guys.
Cubs. Okay, fine. You talk me into it. Go Cubs, go.
No,
All right, guys.
go Go Packers, go Bucks, go Brewers, all right. End it down, really. Go.
Okay, guys.
Subscribe, share, love y'all. Go.
Bye bye.